What's up, guys? Hey, Steven. What are you doing, kid? What's up? What's up? Got a couple of trades today. Had to come on, talk a little sports. Talk a little sports. How you doing today? Devontae Adams, huh? Devontae Adams to the Jets and Amari Cooper to the Bills. That's big. Amari Cooper to the Bills. Very big. Buffalo is missing a piece. They beat the Jets last night because the Jets gave that game away. That was a stupid game for the Jets. The flea flicker. Who does a flea flicker with a 40-year-old quarterback that can't move left or right? He got the ball back. One fat guy was coming, and he couldn't even he tried to get out like old man, oh, let me open up and not be able to get away. Great delay. Oh, between the flea flicker and the two missed field goals, the Jets kind of gave that game away. I went running today with T-Rich on the cold reservoir, and I got like cold air tickling my lungs ever since. Big mistake. So bear with me. I'm looking to see who do you think this will do better for? If you look at Adams last year with Rodgers, I was checking out some stats. Green Bay 21, 123 catches. This is the last time Adams and Rodgers were together. 123 catches, 1,553 yards, 12.6 yards a catch, and 11 touchdowns. That's amazing. That is amazing. So I expect big things from them. I liked how he was throwing the ball last night for the most part. Mike Williams slipped on that interception. That was like a lot of stubbing their own toe. How about Lazard? On the Jets? What a surprise he's been, huh, guys? Lazard, Breece Hall came alive last night. Big yards game. I knew that was going to happen. I had Breece Hall for low yards yesterday, 50, 60 combined. He had 140 combined yesterday. But Adams, I think for fantasy, should be right to wide receiver number 1 right away. No questions asked. So if I had Garrett Wilson, I wouldn't worry about it. I would look at Houston. Look at the Houston Texans. We were all afraid of Diggs and Nico Collins and Dell in the summer, and they were all about to pop off. Even if Nico Collins didn't get hurt, Tank Dell would come on anyway. And now Diggs and Dell came right on. As soon as Nico Collins had to sit out, now they're really balling. But, I mean, Devontae Adams is going to get 5 or 6 quickies right off the bat from Rodgers. Wilson's getting a lot of targets now. Lazard and Williams are big guys, big targets. I think they're both like 6'5", 6'6". The Jets, everybody is being impatient now because they want them to win, but they're probably going to be close. They're going to be in the playoffs, I believe. That's why I wanted to get on here. We got the Adams trade. The deadline for the NFL, the trade deadline, is November 5th, I believe. Let's see. The trade deadline, November 5th, 4 o'clock. So we got a couple weeks. But looking at now we're a third through the season. We just finished week 6, right? 6 times 3 is 18. There's 18 weeks in an NFL season. We're exactly a third into the season. Now, the way I see it, nobody is messing with Detroit right now. San Fran's not there. Minnesota's 5-0, but they got a lot to prove before I put them in Detroit's ballpark. Are they playing this week? I think so. See, if this was my Friday show, I'd be doing an early peek at the games. Let's see. Oh, my goodness. The football gods have shined upon us, boys. The Lions are playing the Vikings. That's a possible NFC championship right there. The 5-0 Vikings are hosting the 4-1 Lions. That's a nice game, boys. Beautiful game. We had a little discrepancy in our league. they were like there was a trade that involved Jamison Williams, and he's coming on big time. He's not as good as the guy that was traded for him yet, but the last 2 weeks, he's coming on big time, and he's the guy who takes the ball over the top. St. Brown is a slot receiver only. St. Brown is a slot receiver. Now, Jamison Williams, he's played, 5 games? He's hit 80 yards 4 times out of the 5 games. So we're not talking about a scrub. Jameis Williams, listen to his yards per catch in the 5 games. Game 1, 121 yards, 24 yards per catch. That's special. Game 2, 5 for 79, 15.8 yards a catch. Game 3 was the outlier. Game 4, where's the catches? 80 yards receiving, 40 yards per catch. He had 2 for 80 and a touch. Game 3, 3 for 76, 25.3. Holy shit. What's his yards per catch on the year? Let me see. This is him on the year. 16 catches, 365 yards, 22.8 yards per reception. Oh my God. So he's definitely special. He's got 3 touchdowns right now. He's special. Wow. Holy shit. 22 yards a catch. He's got more receiving yards than he did all of last year already. Last year he had 354 yards in 12 games. He's got 365 yards right now in his first 5 games. In 1 game he had 9 yards. He was barely even in the game. He's coming. He's coming. By the end of the year, first of all, you got to hope Joe Burrow's wrist stays on, and Jamar Chase is the man, but he's not the most consistent guy over time. He's not a catch monster. He's been like up and down the last couple of years, but now this year he's having a great year. But what are you going to do? You got to let people have their trades most of the time, unless it's crazy. But look at that. Hey, how about Amari Cooper, guys? We're not making enough about this. Amari Cooper's joining Josh Allen. You guys are not getting it. Hey, what's up, Ma? How you doing? Yeah, right. Get out of here, Steven. Get the hell out of here. Are you serious or are you joking? Imagine Giants trading for Stafford. I'll tell you what, I watched Daniel Jones. I have to say something. I want to make a parallel with the Giants and Buffalo right now. I was watching the Jets last night against Buffalo, and I just said Buffalo's offense doesn't look as nice as when Dable was calling it. And then when I looked at the Giants a couple days ago, that fucking offense looks nice. Like, they have periods where it looks like Buffalo's offense, and they run Jones. And if you're watching the game, he's running guys over. And then if you look at Jones's height and weight and Allen's height and weight, they're virtually the same size. But Josh Allen is like a big white moose, and Jones is like lean and more like a basketball player built. But they're about the same height and weight. And Daniel Jones is much faster. I'm curious to see if the Giants come on this year a little bit. I'm a little excited. So here's what I was saying. I haven't liked watching Buffalo's offense as much since Dable's been gone. And when I see the Giants, like from the other night, glimpses of them looking nice, I remember that offense. So, but here's what, now that Cooper's going over there, Cooper, 2 years with the Browns, 72 catches last year, 1,250 yards, 17.3 yards a catch. That's insane. That's high. 72 catches, 1,250, 17 yards a catch. The year before, his first year on the Browns, 78 catches, 1,160, 15 yards a catch. 5 touchdowns and 9 touchdowns. That's a star. And now this year, Deshaun Watson became the worst quarterback in the history of the world, and it got a little murky, but now he's with Josh Allen. And here's what you guys got to realize. The Buffalo receivers stink. Those are not real receivers. Khalil, what's his name? You know what I'm saying. Coleman, Shaquille. Those guys stink right now. They're not real receivers. Like they're projects. Kincaid they don't even use Kincaid right. I don't like Buffalo's play calling even close to when Dable was calling the plays. They're not even using the tight end like they should be. It's like they have to remind themselves to use Kincaid, and then Kincaid will run somebody over. Use Kincaid like Jacksonville uses Ingram. Jacksonville, you see when Ingram came back in London? 10 catches because he's a weapon. Those receivers, weak. Kincaid, weapon. And Dawson Knox caught a nice touchdown last night. Buffalo has to put it together. The coaches are blowing it for Buffalo. They're in first place by 2 games now, so they're lucky. But I'm not crazy about how Buffalo looks. But Cooper's gonna really, really benefit from being traded here. The Italian Stallions fantasy team has just taken a big booster shot up. That's me. Who do I got here? I got Jaden Daniels at quarterback. Montgomery. We don't know about our second back yet. Jefferson, Evans. Oh, wait. I don't want to see that matchup. That's not my current roster. Here we go. Jaden Daniels, Montgomery, Harris, Wandell, and Jefferson, because I don't know if Evans is hurt. Did Mike Evans get hurt the other day or not? I saw him leave, but now there's nothing by his name. I got Tracy. I got problems is what I got. I got Olave, who's out, and I got Marvin Harrison Jr. out. So now what do you do if you're me? I got Amari Cooper. I got Mike Evans. I got Wandell Robinson and Jefferson. Those are my 2 receivers and my 2 flexes right now, hopefully. I don't like running backs as much. If I can go Mike Evans, Cooper, Jefferson, and Wandell, I'll be happy. And on the bench, I got Tyrone Tracy. Hey, Steve, would you start Tyrone Tracy or Najee Harris this week? What are they doing with Singletary? What would you do? I don't think Singletary's even close to Tracy, like skill-wise. And Tracy ran a route like fucking Antonio Brown on the steel. Did you see? They put Tracy at the Z receiver, flanker, all the way out. He did a couple dig ins, caught passes. He was a converted wide receiver number 1 in college. They made him a running back. He's that good of a football player. I don't know if I could drop this guy. You know who's going to have to go? Juan Jennings. Now, who gets dropped? I got a problem. I'm in a conundrum. Is that what it's called? Conundrum? I got Singletary, and I grabbed Tracy last week, and I'm not dropping him. But now I'm going to have to drop somebody else from the bench. I'm not going to name my starters. Here's my bench. Braylon Allen, the kid from the Jets, the backup running back. Juan Jennings, fading receiver, but 10th in the league still. Number 10 receiver in the whole NFL in yards right now. He's good, but what if Debo or the other guy goes down? He's right back up. So I got Braylon Allen, Jennings, Kincaid backing up Ingram. I'm keeping my 2 tight ends. Olave out. I don't know what to do, man. Do I drop Braylon Allen, or Juan Jennings? Because right now I got Montgomery, Najee Harris, and the 2 Giants. I have to keep the 2 Giants, Singletary and Tracy. Montgomery's like my MVP of running backs, and Najee's. I got to keep Najee because he gets substance, 20 carries, 18 carries. Even if he gets 3.5 yards a carry, when you're carrying 22 times, you're going to give me a high floor. Hey, we got to talk. It's waiver wire. To Wednesday. And I'm seeing a couple guys that are revolving door guys. Don't spend all your fab money, guys, just like chasing the revolving door guy. I think we've all borrowed Tyler Lockett off of each other about 40 fucking times in the last 3 years. Revolving door. Like if I don't get him, if I feel like I'm just like switching guys, like I don't care. I'm not wasting money on any of these revolving door guys. Let's see who's there in our league right now. Revolving doors. Running backs. I'm surprised to see Mostert. Somebody's fucking around dangling, thinking they're dangling. Nucci might get him. Nucci might get him on a couple fab dollars. I like Mostert. Tua's coming back. That might be a decent. Ty Chandler. Like, here we go. Is Aaron Jones playing or no? What's up? Is Ty Chandler the man again this week? Ty Chandler sees 16 touches in week 5 win. 30 yards on 14 carries. See, like, I'm not going after guys just because they're in a role all the time. Now, Bucky Irving, different story. Bucky Irving, talent, major talent, Bucky Irving. Tank Bigsby. ATN hurt his hamstring, and Jacksonville's out in London for 2 straight weeks. They can't go home and get a guy off the taxi squad. They're stuck out there in London. They're not flying a scrub out to get an extra running back from Jacksonville. So Tank Bigsby's going to get 100 carries. He's getting all the carries this week in London. They're playing the worst team, the Patriots. So we got to take a mental note of that. What else we got here? I'll tell you what, my MVP of my fantasy teams, I got 3 different records. I'm 4-2, I'm 3-3, and I'm 2-4. So I'm happy, I'm all right, and I'm nervous. And I got mostly the same guys. In one league, I got AJ Brown, Devontae Adams, Olave, Harrison on the same team. So they just all took a shit at the same time. So I'm getting them back. I'm excited to have Devontae Adams and AJ Brown on my fantasy team finally line up next to each other. That's the league I'm 4-2 on too. I can't believe it. I'm 4-2 in the team that Adams has been out and Brown. When that team lines back up, I don't know if anybody's beating that team. I feel like that the one team in Carmelo's league, I'm going to win it all. I got Jaden Daniels, Montgomery, Kamara, and then AJ Brown, Adams, Harrison, Olave. My bench is like Wandell, Tank, Bigsby. And the guys are sleeping on the waivers and that. My bench is stacked too. But everybody's jumping. Guys, beware of this new guy on the Bucks. I wouldn't even bother taking him. Don't even fucking bother. 3-headed monster. The Tampa Bay is going to pass the ball too, like very effectively. Like 3-headed monster, never. Don't waste your shit on Sean Tucker, guys. Plus, we can see the snap percentage, how much he played. He played 38% of the snaps. He had 136 yards. Like, oh, you think you got no Tank Bigsby? I mean, Bucky Irving is the guy. So that's what you want to keep your eye on, Bucky Irving. I wouldn't waste your time. This guy just had major opportunity knocked. It's time to start flipping defenses. Don't get married to a defense. In the league, I'm 2-4. I got the Niners D. Sounds good. But who do they play? The Chiefs on Monday night. Fuck them. I'm not losing. He who hesitates is lost. I love quotes. Remember that one. Don't hesitate. Get that fucking defense out of there. If you see the waiver wire, there's 5-6 defenses that are ranked like that have much more projection than a team like the Niners. Like Mahomes has been slicing everybody up. I'm not playing the Niners defense against Andy, Fat Andy, that brilliant bastard, Andy Reid. He's so brilliant. And Mahomes, I'm not playing the Niners defense. Can't do it. So now it's time to make moves on the waiver wire. Get your team tidied up. Get these backs. The backs are changing. A lot of running backs are changing. Jacksonville, Bigsby's a guy. Tampa Bay's got a guy now. Defenses. Denver's got one of the top defenses. Chargers. You know what? I want to see the overall player rankings. This do they have the overall in this league? Yeah. Quarterbacks. Who's the number 1 ranked player in fantasy right now? I would like to know that. Stats. Checking stats right now. I want to see who's got the most fantasy points. Who's got the most fantasy points all year? Stats. Let's go. It's not updating it. Nothing to see here. Well, I know Kamara's up there. I'll tell you what, Jaden Daniels. Washington will be in the playoffs. He played great against Baltimore. He played great, guys. He played good. The league, let's look at the divisions real quick. We're going to look at the divisions. It's getting fun, man. All right, AFC East, Bills 4-2. Robert Salas put the fucking whammies on the Jets last night. Those goalpost kicks, that was Salas doing this in his house. Buffalo 4-2. Miami 2-3. Look at that. They're right there. If Tua could come back, first of all, Tua, I got something to say to you. Somebody clip this and send it to Tua in a DM. Hey, jerk off. You got concussions. What are you doing? Ramming your head like a fucking buck. What are you, a buck? Ramming your head into a guy's stomach? What are you doing, Tua? Don't do that shit. Slide. You don't ram the top of your head through the guy. Like you've been practicing jujitsu for fucking a year, and you get in the game, you spear yourself through a guy. Come on, Tua, right, Steve, or wrong? Steve, Tank Bigsby is a guy. Tank Bigsby's a guy, Steve. He's a guy. He's a guy. I love him. Every time I see him play, he makes the all nooch eyeball team. Like there's certain guys that like I've seen, like I sit up in my chair. When I have a sit up in the chair moment, I tell a friend about it. I'll be like, hey, I had one of my sit up in the chair moments. They're like, you really? Did your ears perk up, nooch? Yep. Like a German Shepherd. Like Tank Bigsby, I had that with him. I saw flashes of strength and power with the backup for the Jets, the kid, Allen. I like him, but I don't know what kind of chances he'll get. Lamar's got a Super Bowl championship ahead of him very soon. Let me tell you something, Stevie boy. I feel like this year's Super Bowl, I could call it right now. What's today's date? October 15th. Go back on this Fargan channel. Check the Super Bowl when I got the beard and I got the beer with the coaster with the girl with the boobies. Check that video. I called the Super Bowl overtime. I said, boys, I'm getting a nooch, like a proclamation. I said, the Chiefs, the Niners, it's close. We can't call it. This fucking game, we're going to have the first overtime ever. Overtime. Bang, we hit it. The year before, hit it. I called Cooper Kupp to be the Super Bowl MVP plus 1,000. Hit that one. I called the score of on this channel. Check the Super Bowl 2 years ago. I was like, boys, I got lucky. 2 years in a row, I got super lucky. I was like, boys, Chiefs 38, Eagles 35. You heard it here first. Neighborhood Picks have a good year. 38-35. It's on the channel. Numbers don't lie. That's right, Nooch. Somebody invent a pat on the back emoji so I can send that shit out on my cell phone, my Texas. I can't believe they don't have a pat on the back emoji. How do they not have a pat? That's right, Noochadamus. That's right. I couldn't think of my own nickname that I got for myself. Noochadamus, baby. Oh, so I think we're only doing a little half-hour show today, but I wanted to get some thoughts here because I was thinking about some of these things. I want to talk to you guys, and I want to know what you guys think. I think it's a Baltimore-Detroit collision to the Super Bowl this year. Collision. Baltimore-Detroit. Everybody, I realized when I saw Jaden Daniels come into age and become a star right now, and I saw all the negativity of fans on threads, why are you bringing Lamar into it? Everybody decided to bring Lamar into it. Like, yeah, he's way better than Lamar. Lamar was never that good. Like, whoa. I'm looking at their stats right now. Lamar's got like higher numbers, rushing, passing, touchdowns. Daniels got some better percentage, a little bit, not much. Then I matched their rookie years. Lamar 19, Daniels now. Lamar had a little bit better numbers even then. Two-time MVP. Everybody's sleeping on him. The only thing that scares me is that he played really bad where I thought he would never. A couple times. Last year in the playoffs, this year in the beginning when he missed Flowers by 100 feet in the end zone. That scares me a little bit, but I've seen so much good things out of him. So I think Lamar's Super Bowl is in front of him still, but we're not realizing something, guys. I saw John Elway when I was a kid. One of my favorite quarterbacks, John Elway. They said, "Oh, Elway can't win the big one. Elway stinks." Then they got Terrell Davis, and Terrell Davis was the best running back in football, and that's what Baltimore did. Baltimore just got the best running back in football, Derrick Henry. We're not realizing it. Go back and check the numbers of Henry in Baltimore's beginning of the season. They decided to not wear him out. They didn't give him barely any carries. Week 1 and 2, 0 and 2. They brought him out of the gates slow on purpose. But then you're 0 and 2. Guess what? You got to feed him. They've been feeding him 4 and 2. How you doing? 4 and 2. So they're gonna go when Henry gets churned up. Now I guarantee you're gonna see no carries, not that many carries from Henry this week, next week. You don't want to run him into the ground. They're going for the Super Bowl this year, Baltimore. Super Bowl. Let me tell you something. Don't count them out for DeAndre Hopkins. DeAndre Hopkins is the last one going. Trust me, boys. Nostradamus. Coop went to Buffalo. Adams, Jets. The last solid receiver that deserves a fucking home. He's like an orphan. He doesn't belong on a bad team. He was the best receiver in the league, and he's not old and he's not washed. He doesn't even practice anymore. He's like, yeah, I'm going to the mall, man. I'll see you at the fucking game Sunday. They're like, all right, DeAndre. He's so fucking disgusted in Tennessee with Levitz. Levitz is doing a fucking split. He's doing a split on mayonnaise in a fucking commercial. I don't even know what's going on. But DeAndre Hopkins is a fucking G. He's a G. He's like a Don when it comes to the receivers in the league. Top tier still. You trust me. He's got to be motivated. If Fat Andy ever gets DeAndre Hopkins, over. Fat Andy. I like Mike Tomlin. DeAndre Hopkins is going to make somebody a fucking contender. Carmelo's at basketball practice. I'm cursing today, Mel. Fuck you. I'm just He's going to see this and get so pissed. Oh, yeah, no. DeAndre's going to make a difference somewhere. Yes, sir. DeAndre Hopkins. And you know what? He's floating. In my 3 fantasy leagues, 1 league, nobody's even fucking paying attention to him. He's been in this basement of free agency and waiver for all year. Nobody's even touching him. Another league, a guy's got him on the team trying to fucking deal him, trade him. And then another league, he's like on a team, then somebody will drop him. DeAndre Hopkins, 3 different leagues I'm in, 3 different philosophies. Ignored, kept, and trying to get like wholesaled, like a car salesman. And then we got in between. So I'm going to say top 3 teams for Hopkins: Chiefs, Steelers. Man, I'm looking at who would be one more good fit. Let's look. Dallas. Nah. Dallas is all fucked up. I wouldn't even wish that on DeAndre Hopkins. Atlanta, Minnesota, they don't need him. Who needs DeAndre Hopkins? Washington picks him up. Imagine if Washington goes and grabs him. Terry McLaurin, DeAndre Hopkins. Nah, I don't see that. KC, it's going to be Kansas City, guys. Kansas City's going to pick up DeAndre Hopkins. Kansas City, Pittsburgh, possibly Baltimore. If Baltimore ever grabbed him, imagine if Baltimore ever picks up Derrick Henry and put DeAndre Hopkins with Zay Flowers. Is Mark Andrews alive, dead? What's going on with him? I've never been more confused about a guy in my life. He seems to be coming back to life, but I'm not sure. Let's check his numbers. What's up with Mark Andrews? He's got a pulse? Fucking Mark Andrews is a tricky guy this year. Son of a bitch is tricky. Who's got Mark Andrews? Oh, I think my mother's got Mark Andrews. Oh, yep. Let's see. What did Marky Mark do this week? Mark, back from the car accident. Oh, he's getting a little better. All right, this past week versus Washington, 15.6. He played 50% of the snap plays. That's a little alarming. That's a little low, right? 50%. 3 catches, 66 yards, 22 yards per catch, 1 touchdown. That's nice. The 3 catches, okay, you would like 4 or 5, but beggars can't be choosers. 66 yards, a tutty. I like that. 4 targets, though, not that much. What is up with him? He's 29, is not old. Why is Mark Andrews, what happened to him in that car accident? He's getting a DM. I want to know what happened to Mark Andrews. Something's a little fishy, right? Doesn't it feel a little fishy with Andrews? Something's off. Tracy and Singletary. What do we do there? Oh, we got more bad news. I love Justin Fields this year. The leading rushing touchdown quarterback in the NFL, that Justin Fields. You know he leads all quarterbacks in rushing touchdowns, 5. They're going to bench him. How could that be? Mike Tomlin, he's given Russell Wilson first team reps on Pittsburgh. I don't understand that. How could they bench Justin Fields? First of all, if I was a player on Pittsburgh, I would speak up. If I was a veteran, if I was like a 36-year-old veteran that's been there 12 years, and Justin Fields just took us to 4-2, I'm not bringing Russell Wilson's fake ass back and putting him as a starter. Like, get out of here. Sit down, Russ. Go ice your calf. Go ice your calf. I don't think Wilson should be in there at all. Poor McCaffrey, tendonitis, could be out for the year. You see what happens when you pump those fucking horse steroids? When I saw McCaffrey's neck like this, and then, he's got bilateral tendonitis. He's so inflamed that he trained so hard and got so thick and meaty that his fucking both Achilles blew off. You can't. And then, you know what's bad, guys? These jerk-off sports scientists that work with the teams, and they're making guys. Remember the 49er guy in the Super Bowl that was running out to the field and tore his Achilles? Okay? Last year, think. In the Super Bowl, guy was about to run out. Like, they were, like, about to go on the field. He popped his Achilles. Doing the same shit that Christian McCaffrey's doing. What happened to Christian McCaffrey? 2 almost popped Achilles. Achilles tendonitis. He's on fucking ice with his feet up in Germany right now. I know why. This is why it's happening. I watch these guys train. I'm into that shit my whole life. I watch training. I train myself. I do all that shit. There's this new type of training where you do this like flat foot, like high step shit. And you go on this part instead of your toe. You go on this part. And all the guys that are doing that training are popping their fucking Achilles. All of them. All the injuries, like this new loading shit. I disagree with it. A lot of guys that are like pretty like reputable people really take issue with this specific method of it's like speed training. It's not plyos. I do plyometrics. it's like that, like you barely touch and you go up like from backwards. I stay away from that shit. I would not do that. Everybody I see do that shit, pop something. Now McCaffrey's the latest victim. Oh, Nick Sirianni. You know, here's Nick Sirianni. I want to tell Nick Sirianni, hey, Nick, fix your mouth. He looks like a little bit of he could be a little goofy, right? Like when I look at him, I think could be a little bit of a goofball. And like he got the win and he was like looking, he's like, I can't hear you. Like, shut up, Nick. Shut your mouth. And then he did the biggest like pussy move ever. He didn't want to face the tough questions at the press conference. He brought his little kids. Nick, you're mouthing off like an adolescent yourself. Then you're bringing your kids into the press conference so they don't bury you, the reporters with the questions, like you're shielded with the kids. Punk move, Nick. Come on. You're on ice anyway, Nick. As soon as Philadelphia trickles off and has a little bit of a skid, Nick's going. He'll be the next one. Tom Brady. NFL owners approved Tom Brady's purchase of minority stake in Raiders. Shit. Wow. I'll tell you what, Brady's fucking ripped right now. Brady could come back. He's on the wellness shit. He's not 40. Wait, I'm 45. What are we, 2 years apart? Wow. So Brady's 47. That's fucking up there, man. But he's not like a regular 47 back in the day. He's on, when you go to the fucking wellness shit, you're on he's definitely on testosterone. Let me fill you in. I'm 45. I've been studying all this shit. Brady, you ever see him now? His body, he's fucking ripped. You ever see Brady when he was 20? He looked like fucking mashed potatoes. He looked like shit. Brady's shredded right now. He's definitely on testosterone. That's 100%. And I would guess a peptide. They probably got him. They do his blood, and like they tailor that shit to you. Like, oh, you need a little peptide, a little BPC-45. Like, we get this shit boosted. They got him like a fucking Ferrari. Like they got him like leveled, and it's not steroids. It's wellness. It's anti-aging, all that shit. So I wouldn't be surprised, like like if Aaron Rodgers ever went down in like 4 weeks from now and the Jets are in first. I wouldn't be surprised if Tommy Boy comes to New York and does it like Broadway Joe. You heard it here first. I got imagination, Stevie. Fuck Russell Wilson. I'm a little bit rowdy today. I had such a weak run with T-Rich today. I'm ashamed of myself. Today was the most humbling day I've had in a long time. I don't know what happened. I think I'm in fucking great condition, but no, no. I went to the Brick Reservoir, and it's 1.6 miles around. And I told T Rich, I was like, listen, buddy, I know you run a 7-minute mile. Don't worry about me. Hey, don't worry about me, T Rich. I'm gonna keep up with you. He's like, no, you're not. No, you're not, dude. So I'm like, well, here's what I'm gonna do. I want to train myself because we did a slow 1.6 last week or the week before, and I made it, but but the pace is a big difference. You know why I'm going? Because the fucking cold air out there is like in my esophagus right now. I got taken out on that run, not a good one. So we go around this time, and we started on his fast ass pace, and I probably made it. I don't know, quarter mile. I don't know, third of a mile, and then I stopped for a little bit, and then I started jogging up again because I'm not in that type of condition running for distance. So it was good. It was humbling, and it'll make me get back there, and I'll get there. I'll get there because I'm in different type of every shape is different. There's running shape, there's lifting. I would literally get out of football season, training like an animal from the summer. Football just got out. I'd get to basketball, and I'd be thrown up in the fucking garbage can after suicide. Different type of condition, different type of shape. I could throw my hands all day without ever even puffing. I could literally throw all day. I could throw for like 2 minutes, punches straight, never get tired. But I need help running. What are you gonna do? Nick Sirianni's got that like mouth affliction. You know what I'm saying? He's like he's got that like Nick. Is that your mouth? Right? Am I the only one that's ever noticed that? He's got that like that thing in his mouth. Man, baseball. And let's see what we got in the world of sports tonight. Yankees, Cleveland. Oh man, you know what? I'm a Yankee fan, and I'm not getting excited. We're up 1-0. We got by on Rondon. Can't believe it. Cole tonight in the Bronx. And speaking of Cole, it's Cole out. It's Cole. People don't the over-unders, the scores. Did that game go over last night? The over-under was 7.5. Let's see what the Yankees score tonight. The over-under 7. I don't expect that game to go over. Tonight it has 2-1 written all over it, boys. Tonight, 2-1. When it's cold and windy, nobody hits. The pitchers get the advantage. When I went to the World Series in 2001 with my cousin Brian, we were freezing our balls off. I went and signed up for a Fugazi credit card just to get the Scully. Missed an inning and a half of the World Series. I didn't give a fuck. But the Scully felt great. I got back to the seat. My cousin was a little mopey. He got lost. What are you gonna do? I found him in like the ninth. Roger Clemens pitched that night. I saw Clemens pitch in the World Series and Bush throw out the first pitch. Oh, poor McGregor. I was thinking all the people I ever ran into a couple weeks ago. McGregor, poor guy. He is looking rough lately. Rough. Hey, who do you think is leading the NFL in passing yards right now? I can't believe it. Geno Smith. Geno. If you got a Seattle receiver right now, I'm thinking about picking up Lockett, the revolving door. You know how we all trade guys. Lockett goes on every team once in a year. But I'm going to wrap this up because I just wanted to get the points up. But be careful on this waiver wire, man. Fields is not going to get benched, I don't think. I really can't see that. Oh, there we go. There we go. And that's another guy. Jared Goff is never on a team. Jared Goff has been in the free agent wire for 3 years straight. Why doesn't anyone ever own Jared Goff in fantasy? I'm in 3 leagues. No one has Goff ever. Last week, 32. The week before, 31. What do we have against Goff? Like, we take shots on all these guys, and Goff is like bug spray. He's like repellent. Oh, man. But anyway, guys, We got a couple things. We're gonna look into the Friday. Friday, we're gonna do all the week 7, the picks. Right now, we're gonna get into the Yankee game. We got Mets Dodgers tomorrow, but I'm just gonna get ready for the baseball, and then Friday sports, we're gonna do the whole what we like, what game, this and that. But I'll talk to you guys soon. Just wanted to tap in. Peace.